11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Downtown Houston, Texas, a vibrant city in the Lone Star State, and also home to the Houston Hyenas of the Simulation Football League as they kick off Week 8 at home versus the Louisiana Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northup. Joining me is Charles Doherty as my analyst this week. Mark Lopez on stats. How are you doing today, Charles?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Colin?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to seeing both these teams. Johnny Pickler and the Revolution have been impressive in their first season located in Houma, the Houston Hyenas, looking to break a massive logjam of 13 teams with a 3-4 record, led by that man, Dr. Sim. The Revolution wearing white uniforms and green pants today. We'll call the toss of the coin, these heads, and they will put their defense on the field first. Welcome back to Hyena Den Stadium here in Houston, Texas. The Louisiana Revolution kicker Matt Fennick will kick off to Brian Horrell. I'm Colin Northup. Charles Doherty is my analyst this week. And we're underway from Houston. And the return fielded by Leroy Brown.
Yeah, Colin.
No, that's Kai Cash on the return to the 29.
Yeah, Colin, Louisiana's coming in as one of the hottest teams in the league, and Houston's going to have a near-perfect game in order for them to pull this off. One of the things they've got going for them, the Hyenas play great when they get home cooking. They haven't lost since Season 14, Week 9 versus Chicago at home.
Kentez Johnson under the center has Warren Murray in the backfield, and their first play is a Warren Murray carry up the middle. He picks up two, men in the hole by Chuck Diesel of Louisiana. Let's set that Houston offense for you. The quarterback, number 5, Kentez Johnson. Running back, number 21, Warren Murray. Fullback, number 34, Stephen McMichaels. Wide receivers, Leroy Brown, Dr. Sim, and Brian Horrell. Tight end, number 85, Dak Lewis, and Alistair Johnson, and Zane Zello are the offensive linemen. Johnson back to throw. His first attempt of the day is complete to Brown, who spins out and gets knocked out at the 36. Set up a 3rd and 3 for the Louisiana Revolution. They have Derek Jenko, Ross Napoli as the defensive ends, Luther Gahn, Deontay Wilder, the defensive tackles, Chuck Diesel, Blake Craze, Evan Arthur, Rolleman Hood, Jeff Malinishin, and Tank Bennett are the defensive backs. As Johnson fires over the middle. Oh! On a 3rd and 3 looking for Sim, but it's knocked away by Craze. And we get a quick 3 and out from Houston on the very first series of plays.
Well, they started out, it looked pretty good, moving the ball around, mixing it up between Murray and some passes. It's just that last play there was didn't look like that DR Sim went into the route at the right time. Looked like he held just a straight go before going into that slant, a little too long.
Adams to punt for the Hyenas. Revolution should get good field position as the punt is away. Fielded and returned up to the 29-yard line is Mike Twinscrew. As we take a look at the points per game, Louisiana, 3rd most points a game, 31.43. Houston, 25.86. So expect to see a lot of fireworks from both these teams as we get our first look at Johnny Pickler in this Revolution attack. 2 tight ends, a balanced line, 1 receiver in the formation. And Reggie Streeter will get the carry. He will get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 2. Back at the 27, Jacob Clear on the tackle for Houston, number 33, the cornerback.
Yeah, oops, go ahead, sorry.
Never mind, Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, I just said they sent the cornerback in there to stop him in the backfield. I think that's what they're going to need to do, put a couple extra guys up in the line and really make Streeter earn those yards.
They go 3 wide, and it's carry to Streeter again, who drags defenders to the Louisiana 34. Joining Clear on the defensive side of the ball is Wolf Justice at defensive end. Chris Joseph, number 74, is the other. Mike Baker and Tina Begin are the defensive tackles. Brody Gulch, pick number 4 overall, is the outside linebacker. Alex Perez joins Gulch, along with Clear and Everett Garrison at the cornerback. And Brady Clark, Kai Cash, and Ethan Kai are the safeties. Pickler throws over the middle. He almost threw an interception. That was knocked away by Kai. 4th down coming up. And again, another quick 3 and out, Charles.
Yeah, so far the defense on both sides has got the advantage. That was a nice play to break up that gun straight formation.
Cash waiting back deep to receive this punt. The kick is away. Returned up the middle by Brown, who gets knocked down at the 30. Oh, catch, rather. Houston wearing their all red alternates with white helmets. 3.5 point underdogs at home. Over under 57.5 from our friends at Jack's Dead. Kentez Johnson under center. 1st and 10 from the 30. Back to throw. Fires over the middle. Complete. That is Lewis. He'll pick up 9 yards. Tackle made by Chuck Diesel to set up a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Dax Lewis isn't normally the most targeted guy on this offense, but you see right there when you get the ball to him, he knows what to do with it. Kentez Johnson just fed it to him just at the right second. Looked like the linebacker almost had his mitts on that ball.
2 tight ends to the same side, single back right is Murray. Murray gets the dive up the middle, spins ahead to the 46-yard line.
Good run by Murray. Nice blocking up front. I think the Houston offense is going to have to put a lot of the weight on the shoulders of Murray to get them to a win here.
770 yards from Murray coming in. Good enough for top 10 in the league in rushing. He gets another carry here. Spins, jukes, and picks up 7 yards. And already for Murray, he's making an impact. That's his 3rd carry for 16 yards.
Yeah, solid veteran quarterback. He's got one of the highest yards per carry in the league at 5.8. The linebacking core of Louisiana is going to have to put a little pressure on there to keep him from really breaking out.
two receivers to the same side. That is Sim and Brown. Here's to get to Murray, but this time he's wrapped up for a huge loss back to the Houston 49. And we take a look at the Revolution defense. They're top 5 in pretty much every significant category.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road for the Houston offense. This Louisiana defense they're firing on all cylinders.
3 wide receivers, standard pro set backfield, and they'll run on 3rd and 7 with Murray. And Murray will get some of the yardage, but not all he needed. He gets stopped at the 48. He now has 5 carries for 14 yards. And another hyena punt upcoming.
Yeah, another good stand by the defense. The punters are going to have a long day and be in the ice bath here if we keep going like this.
Mike Twinscrew back deep. He lets his punt go, and it gets down at the goal line. So it works out in Houston's favor.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful special teams work there. And they're in a deep hole with, let's see what Johnny can do and Reggie Streeter can do to get out of this hole.
I suspect they'll lean heavily on Streeter here, who had over 1,100 yards coming into today. And a give to Streeter.
Wow.
He breaks a tackle and he picks up yardage to the 7 to set up a 2nd and 3.
It wasn't the prettiest run, Colin, but it was a good 7 yards, and the entire offense just breathed the collective sigh of relief that they got out of that hole. I mean, they're still on the 7-yard line, but that's a lot better than they were before.
Here's a get to Streeter again, and Reggie picks up a 1st down to the 11. Let's introduce you to the rest of this Revolution attack. Streeter is the tailback. Saren Storm, Chase Earl, Mike Twinscrew are the wide receivers. B. Robo is the tight end, number 88. And the offensive linemen are Leonard Butler Sr., number 68, and Rudy Ray Dunn, number 70. 1st and 10 from the 11. Pickler back to throw for pass attempt number 1. This is complete. Out to the 16 is Saren Storm with the pickup of 5. Tackle made by Kai Cash.
Yeah, Saren Storm's having a really good season this year. He's one of Pickler's favorite targets, and he's reliable on that out route. I can see them doing that all game. It looks like the Houston defense may be playing a little deep on these passing plays.
Again, 2 side ends to either side. Offset eye to the right side. And Reggie Streeter will get the carry. Streeter spins off 1 tackle. There he goes. 30, 40. He's up over the 50, breaks a tackle, and is in the Houston territory at the 45.
Yeah, that was a monster run. I'm not sure who had his claws in him in the backfield, but it looked like Streeter. Let's see the replay here. It looks like Streeter just pushed him away and got that big run.
That was Jacob Clear. He was trying to wrap him up one-on-one, and not easy to do.
Yeah, you got to hold him just long enough for the cavalry to come in and help bring him down. You can't bring him down with one person.
There's Pickler up under the center. 3 wide receivers. We'll give off to Streeter again, breaks a tackle, and Reggie picks up 6 yards. Brody Gulch finally brings Streeter down at the 39.
Yeah, it seems like Streeter's starting to warm up, and that's bad news for the Houston defense. This is a perfect time to, I would feed him all the way to the goal line, but what this running is going to do is set up some good passing opportunities for Johnny Pickler.
Now they go twin receivers to the bottom. Reggie Streeter again trying to follow pulling guard, but it's not going to work. Brody Gulch records the tackle on the backfield, loss of 1, sets up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Brody Gulch is having a great season as outside linebacker. He's averaging 12 tackles a game, which is insane.
Empty shotgun look for Johnny Pickler. 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top. He's back to throw. Looking for slants over the middle. Caught by Twins group. First down to the Houston 26.
Yeah, nice catch by the rookie Mike Twinscrew. Looks like he did a slant in the middle, and the defense was not ready for it. I mean, he was wide open.
Tackle made by Brady Clark. This is a very... They have a couple of rookies, but their secondary is full of very experienced people.
Yeah, you could say that, definitely. They've got a lot of experience in that secondary.
Pickler throws complete to Chase Earl, who scores the touchdown for the Revolution.
Unbelievable. Let's see if we get a replay here. The pass from Pickler doesn't look like it was right on the numbers, but Chase Earl just turned around and grabbed it, and it looked like Jacob Clear was completely whiffed on that tackle, and the wide receiver had a wide open lane into the end zone.
Matt Finnick on to try the extra point attempt. So with 2:56 left, the Revolution drive down and score the first points of the game. A touchdown pass to Chase Earl from Johnny Pickler. This is good, and you're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, and for the fans, Louisiana leads 7-0 late in the first quarter. Welcome back to Houston, Texas. The Louisiana Revolution go the length of the entire field, and Johnny Pickler throws a 26-yard touchdown pass to Chase Earl to give them a 7-0 lead. Kai Cash is on this kick return. He gets up to the 26. Hyenas did some good things early on their opening drive, Charles, but they got to pick it up here if they want to keep pace.
Yeah, they definitely need to do something here. I mean, Louisiana doing that. I'm still shaking my head over that 100-yard drive. That was very impressive. The offense of Louisiana is fired up. They've got the momentum right now, but Houston's going to have to do something to grab some of that back.
Here is Warren Murray on the carry. Only moves ahead for 1 yard, and as you see the series history tied 2-2. The road team has won 3 of the last 4 meetings, and last time these teams met, Houston won. That was back in February during last season, season 14. We are now in season 15. The Hyenas will go with 3 men in the backfield. We get a flag. It's a free play, and Warren Murray gets up to the 30. We'll have to check and see what the flag is.
Now, did you see somebody jump, Colin? I turned my head for a split second and I missed it. Yeah, it looks like they did.
Trying to get ahead of the snap count is Genko, who was signed in week 5, 6'5", 290. So when a guy moves like that early, it's hard to hide it.
Yeah, he's just a little excited. He wants to get the Kentez Johnson.
And there's a look at Johnson. 5th season in the league, all with Houston. Johnson floats this one to the corner, caught by Sim. for the first down to the 49.
Yeah, that was a desperately needed pass reception by the veteran DR Sim. Nice pass by Kentez Johnson. Not any pressure at all. Looks like Louisiana went back into coverage, but they gave enough opening for DR Sims to bring that in.
Tackle made by Tank Bennett. One of a handful of players who stayed with his team when they moved from New Orleans to Houma, Louisiana. As Warren Murray spins, he's got all kinds of room. He's got only one man to beat. That's Malinishin, who tackles him at the 13.
Great run. And they are doing what we said they needed to do. They're grabbing the reins, taking the momentum back. A runoff tackle like that by Warren Murray is just showing you that there's no quitting this Houston offense.
That's a great block by Stephen McMichaels on Rolliman Hood. Was able to spring Murray open for a huge run, his biggest of the day by far. That was a 38-yard run. According to our statistician Mark Lopez, bunch to the bottom for Houston. They'll turn good to Murray once again, and Murray will get stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, curious why he tried to bounce outside. Looked like he had a great hole right off the center there. The blocking was good. He had could at least got 3 to 5 yards off that.
Chuck Diesel recording that tackle. And Johnson in the gun, 3 wide. Back to throw, throws the end zone, touchdown Houston, DR Sim.
Beautiful. That was a great route run by DR Sim. Caught him right at the edge of the goal line. Again, no pressure on the quarterback whatsoever. Threw it right into the arms of DR Sims. That looks like this is his 3rd touchdown of the season and his 93rd for his career.
You see the numbers for Sim. Most touchdowns all time, regardless of position. And we get our first look at Houston's place kicker, number 12, Nico Capuchino. Picked in the 6th round, the 8th pick in the 6th round. His extra point is up and good, so with 20 seconds left in the first quarter, we're all square at 7 apiece.
That was a great way to answer up by that Houston offense, and they needed it, man, because the game looked like it could have gotten out of control if they got the ball back to Louisiana. Very impressive answer by Houston offense.
Hyenas had the momentum here early. Ball returned from the 5. Twin Screw has an opening. Mike Twin Screw up over the 40 to the 47. Oh, he could have broken that one if he just got a few more blocks.
Yeah, this is like a prize fighter match. I mean, they're doing the jabs back and forth, and I mean, nobody's quitting on either side. And a good important point here is on that last drive by Louisiana, Streeter passed Deion Hawkins for number 17th rusher of all time. Congratulations, Reggie Streeter.
Of course, Deion Hawkins, most people know him as the owner of the Tulsa Desperados, but he played running back for a number of different teams prior to becoming an owner of the Tulsa team. Johnny Pickler fires deep, it's intercepted. Leaping in the air and grabbing it is Everett Garrison, who has a confident, and it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Houston.
Unbelievable. That's his first touchdown of the season for him. That's his 6th of his career. It looked like he read that from the snap. Great defense. And look at the rest of the Houston defense just doing what they can to get that defensive back in the end zone.
Garrison had a clutch interception to seal a win versus Mexico City a couple of weeks ago in a crazy game. And that time he just skies that one and runs it all the way back.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's you scratch your head why they don't just keep giving the ball to Streeter. I mean, he's one of the best, if not the best, running back in the league. And going deep like that, especially early in the game, I think it's a head scratcher for me.
And lightning strikes here with 1 second left in the quarter as the Hyenas are now up 14-7 following a pick six. Cappuccino's kick to Twin Screw, who fields it from the 5, makes a juke move up the middle, gets knocked down at the 28. We've reached the end of the first quarter. The score is Houston Hyenas 14, Louisiana Revolution 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to Hyena Den Stadium. Louisiana Revolution down by 7. I'm Colin Northup. Charles Dargety is my analyst for this week. Cameron Irvine, our producer. Mark Lopez, our statistician. Reggie Streeter gets a carry here. No surprise. He picks up 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. As we take a look at the running back comparison, Charles, Reggie Streeter's had a bit of a fumbling problem. Lost 4 fumbles, but has 12 rushing touchdowns and leads the league in rushing yards coming into today.
Yeah, a lot of fumbles for Reggie Streeter, and that's probably something that the defensive coaches of Houston were keying on in their build-up to this game. You can get the ball back from him.
Pickler, oh, he almost threw another pick. Brady Clark was in the neighborhood. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and speaking of picks, Colin, well, for the fans listening at home, Colin lit me up at the break. It's actually Garrison's. It looks like it was his 2nd touchdown. I stand corrected.
3rd and 9 for Louisiana. Have to get the ball just short of the 40-yard line to convert a first down. Revolution 1 for 2. Pickler back to throw. Fires down the field, and it's another interception. This time it's grabbed out of the air by Ethan Kai, who returns it up to the Revolution 41. And this bunch is hungry.
Yeah, the secondary has come. They're hungry. They're ready to show what they got to this Louisiana offense. And so far, they've got a huge upper hand.
Pass intended for Chase Earl, but thrown behind Earl, and Kai grabs it out of the air. There's a look at Warren Murray's numbers. 6.5 yards to carry. It carries 52 yards. Offset to the right side. Twins to the bottom. Nickel defense from Louisiana. Johnson over the middle. And this will be dropped by Leroy Brown, 2nd and 10.
Oh, that doesn't happen very often to Leroy Brown. I mean, he's the favorite target of Kentez Johnson. And again, you just don't see this very often. Yeah, hit him right in the hands, too. And it looked like right at the last second, Chuck Diesel went in and made an impact on that reception, or missed reception.
Johnson. The 2 tight ends gives to Murray. His 9th carry, and Warren Murray has room, picks up the first down to the 30.
Smart play calling by Houston. I mean, that was they need to keep Warren Murray engaged, and they got to give him the touches he needs to get fired up, and he's starting to build up some momentum as well. And Louisiana has only been able to stop him a couple times.
I'd like to shout out Stephen McMichaels again. He threw a great block on Chuck Diesel, really put his shoulder into it.
Yeah, love that fullback blocking, Colin.
Split backs. Warren and McMichaels back there, along with 2 wide receivers. Back to throw is Johnson. Has a man open, and it is caught for a touchdown.
Wow.
And that is Leroy Brown, his first touchdown reception of today.
Unbelievable. Looks like that's his 7th of the season. He had great space on the defender. Again, Kentez Johnson had a great pocket, plenty of time. He's heating up. Murray's heating up. The receiving core's heating up. Louisiana, you've got a problem in Houston right now.
It's now 20-7 pending the extra point from Nico Cappuccino. Kentez Johnson, his 2nd passing touchdown of the day, and this one was a 30 yards as he got 3 plays, 41 yards, according to Mark Lopez. Snap is high, but the kick is right down Main Street. So with 9:39 to go in the first half of play, Houston is in front, 21-7.
Yeah, Louisiana needs to do something here, Colin. Houston definitely has everything in their side right now, and the home team, the crowd's fired up. I mean, this is probably the worst case scenario for Louisiana.
Cappuccino kicks it off to Twinscrew, who fields it from about his 5-yard line. And Mike Twinscrew has a bit of an opening, breaks a tackle. There goes Mike Twinscrew. He's close to the 50. They'll mark him down at the 49 of the Revolution.
Well, that's a good response. Twinscrew and the special teams are giving Johnny Pickler and that Louisiana offense great field position here. Let's see if they can capitalize and put some points on the board. They're going to need to do it on this drive.
Second time Twinscrew's broken out. I tell you, he gets one more block or breaks one more tackle, he might take it the distance. Johnny Pickler, he's thrown a couple of interceptions. Can he shake it off? Reggie Streeter is the tailback in the backfield and the offset eye. Here to get to Reggie. He's tackled in the backfield for a loss of 3 yards. Beautiful tackle by Baker.
Yeah, it looked like Houston had that 4-4 defense and was expecting the run, and they executed that defense perfectly.
2nd and 13. Now they line up with 3 wide receivers. And they give the other side to Reggie, and Reggie will get up over the 50 to make it a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Reggie Streeter's definitely a hard man to bring down. Everett Garrison gave it a shot, but he held on just long enough to get his backup to come in and help bring him down.
Again, Louisiana going empty shotgun on 3rd and 9. Johnny fires down the field and it's caught. This time it's Sarah Storm, his 2nd reception down to the Houston 25.
That was a heck of a pass. I mean, right on a rope and just barely outside of the outstretched arms of the defensive backs.
Well, folks, if you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determine outcomes. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. Reggie Streeter picks up 2 yards on that run. Alex Perez among the Hyenas to bring him down. Charles, it looks like their offense might have woken up a little bit with that last big third down play. As Streeter spins in a hole and it goes in untouched for the touchdown. Louisiana is back within 8 points.
That was 13th touchdown of the season for Reggie Streeter. I mean, there was an outstanding run by him. But, Colin, did you see the hole he had to run through? I mean, that was just amazing. Amazing play by that offensive line of Louisiana.
Amazing play by both Rudy Ray Dunn and Leonard Butler Sr. up front, the 2 guards, and Matt Finnick, who's been a reliable place kicker for him. On to make this a 1-score game. The extra point is up and through, so with 7:36 left, Houston is in front, 21-14. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to Houston, Texas. The visiting Louisiana Revolution have now cut it to a 21-14 game. As Matt Finnick gets ready to kick off to Kai Cash. And Cash returns it up to the 27. And for the Hyenas, now things are starting to tighten up a little bit, with the 5 scores in the last 6 drives by either offense.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, at the beginning of the game, it looked like the defense was having their way with both offenses, but not so much anymore.
That was a 51-yard drive and just a little over 5 plays. Reggie Streeter, 23-yard touchdown run. Kentes Johnson has all day, but he waited too long to go window shopping. Sack on the play.
Yeah, he was back in the in the pocket for like 12 Mississippi. I mean, definitely a coverage sack here. That defensive backfield of Louisiana had some great coverage downfield and allowed enough time for that line to break through the pocket and cause a sack.
Genko was stunning around, and poor Warren Murray was left holding the bag. Defensive lineman wins every time. 2nd and 19, quick pass over the middle, caught. And this will get him to the 31. That's Sim, his 3rd catch for 44 yards.
That was a great pass by Kentes Johnson, that quick pass right off the line. There's not a heck of a lot you can do to that Hall of Fame receiver on a route like that, except maybe knock him on the line.
Set up a 3rd and 6 for Houston. Got to keep the momentum going. They have 3 wide receivers, including Brian Harrell, who is yet to record a reception. Johnson fired deep down the field, knocked away beautifully by Rolleman Hood, and it'll leave 4th and 6.
A good stand by Louisiana. Now they have a chance to tie this ball game up.
Looking for Leroy Brown.
Yeah, it wasn't the best pass.
Underthrew him just. Well, the Revolution will get the ball back. There's some good field position as Adams is standing at his own 15-yard line. Mike Twinscrew waiting back deep. No pressure. The punt is away. Fielded by Twinscrew on his own 30, and Mike Twinscrew will get up to the Louisiana 39. This is where they'll mark him. Let's see what the Johnny Pickler and company do here.
Yeah, the Houston defense is going to have to dig their heels in and keep Louisiana from getting some points on the board, because right now it looks like they've got they're firing on all cylinders now, and they're ready to put it back in the end zone.
Bobo without a catch as Reggie Streeter gets the carry, spins it. Oh, he's running away from everybody. Reggie Streeter 10-5 and a 1 play. The game is an extra point away from a tie.
Yep, well, hey, ready to put it in the end zone. They definitely were on that one. Started up front with the blocking. Both offensive lines here are really doing wonders to help their running backs out. And that couple magic moves there by Streeter, and he just took it to the house. There isn't anyone out there fast enough to run him down.
And Matt Finnick to try an extra point with 6:12 to go in the second.
So it looked like on that run, Streeter passed A.J. Francis for the 16th of all time in all-time rushing.
He's just moving up the leaderboards today. Earlier he passed Deion Hawkins, and now he passes A.J. Francis. Extra point is up and good. 6:12 to go in the second. And we're already at 41 total points. Remember, the over-under was 57.5, so if you took the under, you're starting to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, Reggie's almost got $150 in the first half.
Finnick kicks it off to Cash. Fields it at his 5. Kai Cash up the middle. Will get racked up at the 24. Chat with owners, players, and coaches in the FTF Next Twitch chat at www.twitch.tv/FTFnext to meet the players you're watching on the screen today. Get involved, witness the passionate community, and follow along with all the action amongst the most dedicated SFL players. The FTF Next chat at www.twitch.tv/FTFnext, and Warren Murray picks up 6 yards on his first carry to set up a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, not a bad run on first down with the heavy set. Got a good 6 yards there. Nice position to put Kentez Johnson in to do his magic.
2nd and 4. Twins to the top. They go one tight end either side. Warren Murray offset to the left-hand side. Here to give the Murray again. Tries to make a juke, but is wrapped up on a nice combo tackle by Tank Bennett and I believe Rolleman Hood to set up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, big third down for Houston. I know it goes without saying, but 3rd and 2 looks like a mile right now.
Ball's at the Houston 33. Johnson under center. Well, throw on 3rd and 2. Deep down the field. Man, wide open caught. That's DR Sim. His 4th catch. Gets him all the way down to Revolution 42.
Great play calling by Houston. They had that veteran wide receiver behind the defense. Not sure what the call was there on defense, but Houston had him and caught him by surprise, and he almost took it to the house.
Was one broken tackle away. Even Arthur hung on for dear life. There you take a look at Sim, his 10th season in his hometown team. Spent his first year in the league with the Baltimore Crabs. 11th year overall for Mr. Sim. And this time he makes another catch on a little out route, picks up 6 yards. That's his 5th reception on 6 targets for Sim.
Yeah, Dr. Sim is having a great game there, and he's helping carry that Houston offense and keep them in competition here against Louisiana.
Leads all receivers on both teams in terms of yards. Here's to get to Murray. Murray follows his blocks, cuts through traffic, nearly broke one tackle, but gets knocked down at the 24.
Yeah, solid play calling by Houston. Peppered him up with a couple mid-range passes and then set up for the good run off tackle. Great blocking again by that offensive line.
Alistair Johnson was the offensive guard leading the way, ultimately sprung Murray, who's putting in the work today. He may not have the explosive runs that Streeter's had. He's up to 85 yards on 12 carries. He gets another carry here, and he picks up 1 yard to the 23.
Yeah, he's not having a bad game either. Like you said, he's at about 86 yards. He's got a 6.6 yard per carry. And, you can't ask for anything more from your running back.
At 5 catches, 76 yards for Sim. Johnson is in the gun. He will throw. Pumps. Has to go short to Murray. Murray's going backwards and will lose 4 yards for trouble. Blake Craze records the TFL all the way back at the 28.
Yeah, DR's probably going to walk up to the huddle and thank Kentez for that pass, but say, please don't ever put me on that route again.
Third and 14. They go 4 wide this time. Leroy Brown to the bottom of the formation all by himself. Johnson, 7-step drop. Fires down the field. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Even Arthur, who gets tackled at the 6, and a scoring drive is thwarted by the defense.
Oh, I thought that was a touchdown. Great athleticism by Even Arthur to jump up there and snatch away the touchdown from Houston.
They take over in the 6, 2:28 left. As Reggie Streeter gets the carry, follows his blockers, there he goes, breaks the tackle before finally running out of bounds at the 36, but he could have gone a lot farther.
I'm running out of accolades to say about Reggie Streeter. I mean, Houston at this point doesn't have any answer for him when he gets the ball.
How about that block by Leonard Butler Sr.? Pancaking someone to the ground. You'd love it, Charles.
Yeah, especially when it's from that gentleman. I mean, that guy's got an interesting off the field story, and he's done everything from Marine Corps, police officer, National Guard, and also a tour bus driver for country music and rock bands. So he's been all over the place.
Just a few of the people he's driven a tour bus for: George Strait and Martina McBride, among others. As Johnny Pickler picks up 5 yards on the reception to the tight end. We reached the 2-minute warning here in Houston. We're all tied at 21. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, the Houston Hyenas and Louisiana Revolution are all square at 21. Revolution got an interception off of Kentez Johnson. They're now at the 41 after starting at their own 6, and here goes Reggie Streeter breaking one tackle, and he gets into Houston territory and mark him down to 46.
I mean, why not? I mean, Houston hasn't had an answer for him off tackle. He's quickly approaching 200 yards here in the first half. I would hand it to him all the way to the bank. Plenty of time.
They're trying to stop him on the edge with some unusual defensive alignments, but so far it's not doesn't seem to be working. As Pickler, medium drop back, fires over the middle, caught for the first down to the 36. That's twin screw.
Now, when you have a guy like Streeter that's running as hot as he is, it definitely opens up the passing lanes for the quarterback Pickler. And that's proof positive on that play right there. Looks like they were expecting a run, and they had two wide receivers wide open.
86 yards, but 2 picks for Johnny as Reggie Streeter makes that spin in a hole to give him some room. And here we go with the hurry up as they line up at the 26.
Yeah, plenty of time, Colin. Plenty of time.
They're to get the Streeter again, and why not? He gets down to the 18, 2nd and 2. Will they go back to the well? They will. For a third consecutive run, Reggie Streeter picks up the first down and a lot more, and they call time at 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and they've got so many options here, and with they still have a handful of seconds left on. They can try going in the end zone. I just run it up, keep handing it to Streeter, and if they don't get in, Matt Fenix 8 for 8. He's money, so they should be walking away with some kind of points on the board.
224 yards for Reggie Streeter on just 18 carries. He already scored a couple of touchdowns today. It's split backs. It's 2 receivers to the top. Pickler steps out from under center and is calling an audible. Back to throw. To the end zone. Intercepted. His third pick.
Oh, gosh.
It's Brady Clark looking for Chase Earl, but instead he found Clark, the veteran.
I think Brady Clark, once he got set in that end zone, maybe took like one step. I mean, the ball was thrown right to him. I don't think Johnny Pickler, the quarterback, saw him standing there. And what a way for Houston to answer and shut down the possibility of getting some points against them.
Just for the second time in his career, Johnny Pickler's thrown 3 interceptions in one game. This is a guy who in season 14 had the fewest interceptions of any quarterback last year, as Leroy Brown catches that one, his third, for 41 yards. And looks like the Hyenas are just content to take this tide into the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you can't overstate the importance of that interception in the end zone, because they would have been in a very, very, very bad spot if Houston let some points on the board. Great playing by Houston.
Last play of the first half is a Warren Murray carry for a first down. And with that, this whirlwind of a first half is concluded. Charles, as we get a look at the numbers, what are your observations of this game in the first half?
My observations, a lot of great plays on both sides of the ball, but Reggie Streeter is just on another level than anyone on that field. I mean, it's incredible. 224 yards in the first half, 2 touchdowns, 12.4 yard per carry. Houston has got to figure out some way to keep him from getting so many, from being so successful, because if they can't, they're going to lose this game.
And apparently the teams are already back out of the locker room. That was quick. Start the second half of play. Nico Cappuccino to kick off the Mike twin screw as he fields it and is brought down at his own 26. And for the Revolution, I guess you go back to Streeter like you've been saying, Charles.
Why not? Why not? I mean, you try and throw it. That secondary of Houston is formidable, and it shows every time they try and impress them, they make them pay.
3 wide, in the gun. Johnny Pickler, sidecar, right is Streeter. Pickler, over the middle. Oh, that was nearly intercepted. Pass intended for Sarah Storm. And it's just been one of those unfortunate days for young Mr. Pickler.
Yeah, the secondary of Houston smells blood. They want to be challenged. They're ready for anything to come their way. So again, I would try and shorten up the routes and let Mr. Streeter keep doing his magic.
They go 3 wide. Fullback in front of Reggie. 2nd and 10. Johnny for another pass. This time he goes short to Streeter, who makes a spin move, tries to make another, and picks up 7 yards to set up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, let's not forget that Streeter's also dangerous as a receiver. I think that's his first reception of the game, but he's got everything. He can catch, he can run, and they've got to. I think they got to build that short pass route to the halfback into their scheme here in the second half.
Here to give to Reggie this time, and Reggie Streeter picks up the first down with ease to the Revolution 49-yard line. He's up to 229, averaging an astonishing 12.1 yards a carry.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Again, I haven't seen them stop him when they do that stretch play off tackle. I don't know what the defensive coordinators are doing on the sideline trying to figure out how to stop this.
Yeah, 3 wide. Twin screw in the slot. Earl to the top by himself. Johnny fires out. Twin screw catches it for a 5-yard pickup. High Cash records the tackle.
It's not the sexiest route in football, but it's effective, and it keeps Houston guessing, and it also opens up more possibilities for both Pickler and Streeter.
Second solo tackle for Cash. He has 1 assist. They go up the middle. Reggie will make it a 3rd and 2. As he gets knocked down there by Ethan Kai.
Houston, they've shown they can stop the run up the middle. Let's see what Louisiana does if they try and go to the well again.
Robo, the tight end, is lined up where the fullback is. Streeter! Oh, he barely got the first down. Chris Joseph made a big effort to try and bring Streeter down, but Reggie got just enough.
Yeah, I thought they were going to bring him down short, but Reggie Streeter just put in that little extra effort and got him over the yardage marker.
Johnny Pickler under center. Another Reggie Streeter handoff. And Reggie wrapped up after 1 yard by Jacob Clear. His 4th tackle, solo tackle, has 1 TFL. Brady Clark also has 4 solo tackles. Who you got? Community poll had the Revolution as the favorite. 61.2% of the community picked Louisiana win this game, but Houston trying to change people's minds, make them believers. As Johnny Pickler over the middle, caught. That is Mike Twin Screw.
Wow.
First down.
Yeah, that was not a lot of options for hitting him in the Twin Screw in the numbers. He had to give some lead to Twin Screw. It was a perfect pass, hit him right in his outstretched arms, and great move and great pass by Pickler.
That Twin Screw, look at, he's feeling it, man. Press coverage from the Hyenas, very interesting. They get a good jam on the slot man, but they go outside to Saren Storm, who picks up 6 yards, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, this is starting to read like another Streeter run outside. Maybe they'll bring Clear up again in that hard coverage like they've done before. That's shown a little bit of success.
Here's Johnny Pickler walking up under the center. Thrown 3 interceptions today, but Has made some good throws. Reggie Streeter
Oh,
made a spin move, tried a second one, but he couldn't quite get the first down. Hamilton wrapped him up. It'll be a 3rd and 2.
yeah, that was a big stop. It looked like he was heading. Once he does that spin, I mean, everybody's waiting for something big to happen. But number 52 brought him down, and now this is a big 3rd and 2.
Tight end flexed out. Reggie Streeter on the power play. Gets the first down to the 7. He's now up to 245.
Reggie started off a little precarious there, running into the back of his blocker, number 77, but he was able to bounce outside and get the first down.
First and goal from the 7. Revolution trying to take the lead. Johnny Pickler under center, 2 tight ends, a balanced line. Reggie Streeter is the deep back. Reggie will get the ball, but he won't go very far. In fact, he lost 2 yards back to the 9. Alex Perez on the stop, a loss of 2.
Yeah, big stop by Alex Perez. He was behind in the backfield, like right at the snap. So it looks like somebody on that line missed the call.
Now they add a second receiver in the slot. That is Twin Screw. Streeter is the back. They give it to him again. And he fights through traffic in the end zone. Touchdown, Louisiana.
If you're the Houston defense, you just scratch your head. They had him dead to rights in the backfield, and he, again, just showed that extra effort, was able to get outside of that tackle and take it all the way in the end zone. I mean, this guy, Streeter's on fire today.
With 5:47 to go in the 3rd, Revolution trying to stake out to a 7-point lead. This is Matt Fennick extra point. That was a 13-play, 77-yard drive. Reggie Streeter 9-yard touchdown run.
Looks like
First
Streeter.
drive of the
Oh,
quarter.
sorry. Go ahead.
And the extra point is good with 5:47 to go in the 3rd. Louisiana in front 28-21. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to Houston, Texas. The Louisiana Revolution just scored on yet another Reggie Streeter touchdown to go up by 7, 28-21. Kai Cash on this kick return gets it up to the 26. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey. Visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website, www.simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. Empty shotgun for Kentez Johnson. On 1st and 10, he fires down the field. It's a post route caught by Leroy Brown, his 4th catch for 67 yards.
Yeah, you would think that Houston would be in a much bigger hole than they are, but they're hanging in here. And a pass like that, the drive, hopefully resulting in a touchdown this time, is really going to be crucial for them to keep pace with Louisiana, because you want to keep the ball out of Streeter's hands, and they're going to need a long, sustained drive with some points.
Now they go 2 tight ends, split backs. 1 wide receiver is Sim. Murray with the carry, and Warren Murray will get racked up after a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6.
You keep feeding Mr. Murray. I mean, again, his play is being a little overshadowed by Streeter, but he's doing a pretty solid job there, and I'd keep him in the plays.
For Murray, he's approaching 100 yards. He's up to 96 yards on 15 carries. Kentez Johnson, 10 completions on 14 attempts. Here's carry to Murray, who gets wrapped up in the backfield for a loss by Blake Craig.
I thought he was injured for a second there.
He does have a history of injuries, but it sets up a 3rd and 7, loss of 2.
Yeah, that was a curious run. It looks like he saw the cavalry coming at him, and he turned around and took a couple steps the other way.
Again, they go 5 wide receivers. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete for the first down. And that is hauled in by the wide receiver, number 81, Don Mathis. So the reserve coming up big.
Yeah, that was a smart route there by Don Mathis, right at the first down marker. Kentez had the patience to wait for the play to develop and get it out right at the right time.
2 tight ends, I formation. McMichael's close, Murray deep. Here's the throw out to Lewis, and it was knocked away on the play by number 23 for Louisiana, Lynn Sombre. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Sombre needs to hold on to those and get some opportunities for Louisiana to score again, because you're going to need to step on the head of the snake here, because Houston isn't giving up.
2 receivers to the bottom, split backs. Johnson turns, gives to Murray. He ran right into Tank Bennett and lost 2 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 12. He's now down to 90 yards.
Yeah, good stop by Louisiana. This is going to be an interesting situation to see what Kentez Johnson does in a 3rd and 12.
Bunch to the top, 1 to the bottom. They go 4 wide. Johnson, 7-step drop. Has up plenty of time. Fires down the middle, caught. First down to the 12. Leroy Brown comes up huge on 3rd down.
All the play by Streeter is overshadowing Kentez's game as well. He's got 70% completion percentage. He's coming close to 200 yards and 117 QBR. So he's having a pretty solid game.
And here's Johnson. He'll line up under center in an empty backfield. Quick drop, pump to the end zone. Knocked away. I thought it was caught by Dax Lewis, but Rolleman Hood had other ideas.
Yeah, that's a tough pass to get in there and get complete. It looks like they went all slant, and the entire Louisiana defense was waiting on the goal line.
See Ashley Jackson in the chat using the eyes emoji, because that one was pretty close. 3 men in the backfield. Johnson swings it out to Murray. Murray, 1 spin move, gets him to the line, set up a 3rd and 7 for Johnson. He has 2 touchdown passes. Pickler, 121, 1 touchdown, but those 3 interceptions looming large.
This is it can't go without being said. This is a crucial situation for Houston. They can't force it in the end zone. They got to walk away with some points here, even if it's a field goal.
Johnson, quick drop. Slant over the middle, bobbled!
Wow.
Caught for the touchdown! Oh my goodness, Leroy Brown pulled it out of the air.
They went to the all slants again on the goal line. It looked like it was going to end up horribly, but just some great perception, great presence on the field by Leroy Brown to get that tip and get the touchdown.
Dax Lewis had it in his hands, bobbled it, and it looked like it might fly into the Revolution hands, but no. Brown grabbed it, and it's a touchdown for Houston. .206 in the third. Houston Heights, 3.5-point underdogs, have tied it once again. So at 2:06 in the third, we're tied at 28-all. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, and for the fans, don't go anywhere. More exciting action to come. Back here in Houston, Texas, the Houston Hyenas have tied up the game again for what feels like the 100th time, as we're tied at 28-all with 2:06 in the third. Nico Cappuccino kicks it off to Mike Twinscrew. And Twinscrew has an opening. Oh, he nearly broke that open as he gets knocked down at his own 35.
Yeah, Twinscrew's really impressing on special teams. He keeps giving that offense great field position. And here comes Reggie Streeter. Good point. An interesting point about Reggie Streeter is he's rushed for 200 yards in the last 4 games. And this game is his season high.
And he has accounted today for 70% of his team's offense. So he's really put his team on his back. Johnny Pickler throws it out to Reggie Streeter, but Reggie, unable to gain a yard, Ethan Kai wrapped him up.
Yeah, that's what they have to do, have a defender on each side there and, and keep the pursuit balanced across the line, because if you try and over pursue on one side, they're going to make you pay.
Reggie Streeter, the deep back. Johnny Pickler, 7-step drop down the field. He got a man open. It's there. It's Storm. Storm nearly broken open as he gets knocked down to the 21. He's now at 4 catches for 82 yards.
Somebody whiffed on their defensive assignment because Storm was wide open there. A great move off there. Looked like he caught number 44, Everett Garrison, in his tracks on that route. Man, it was a great route running by Saren Storm.
Lloyd Graham Jr. says, man, I left and came back to a game. It certainly turned into that, my friend, as the throw over the middle, Chase Earl catches it for 8 yards to set up a 2nd and 2 at the 12.
Yeah, great position for the Louisiana offense. Let's see if they keep riding the back of Streeter, if they keep passing on the hot arm of Pickler.
2nd and 2. Winding under the last minute in the third quarter. ISO play. Streeter only got 1 yard to set up a 3rd and 1.
That's Houston is doing their best run stopping in the middle. I haven't seen Streeter break any long ones out this half from the middle.
Offset eye. 3rd and 1. They give to Reggie. Breaks the tackle, and Reggie Streeter scores. Touchdown Revolution. Back and forth we continue to go as we have officially hit the over.
Yeah, he is way past beast mode here. Incredible game. I mean, what do you do on Houston? You put your hands on him, try it. It looks like you're going to bring him down, and he just throws you aside and takes it to the end zone.
Matt Fennick on to try. He had another extra point. I tell you, with all these guys kicking all these extra points, their legs must be getting pretty tired. Another interesting fact from Mark Lopez, we've only seen 4 punts all game from both teams, as that snap looked like it could have been disaster, but the kick goes through good.
Houston's still in it, Colin. I mean, you would think with all those yards it would be a bigger margin of lead, but Houston, Louisiana's going to have to put the head on the snake, the head of the snake, and cut it off.
28 carries for 267 yards, 4 touchdowns for Reggie Streeter today. But Kentez Johnson, 14 of 20, 184 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Kai Cash returns it up to the 28. We've reached the end of the third quarter. Houston is down by 7 again. Can they keep up? You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to this game between the Houston Hyenas and the Louisiana Revolution. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northup. Charles Dougherty is my analyst. Cameron Irvine, our executive producer. Mark Lopez, our statistician. Kentez Johnson fires out to Warren Murray, who makes a nice spin. Nice juke. Down the field he goes. And Warren Murray makes a huge run after the catch to the Revolution 44.
Yeah, it was great. Great moves there by Warren Murray. It just shows that they've got some more options for their offensive game plan. I hadn't seen a lot of this so far. Maybe they should start putting a little bit more in.
It was a screen pass, and one of the tackles out there was leading the charge, and that's the biggest reception of the day for Murray out of the backfield. Fun fact, coming into today, he had only 7 total touchdowns, all on the ground. No receiving touchdowns, but there he shows off his receiving chops right there. Stephen McMichaels. No, that's Dax Lewis, his second reception. Picks up 7 yards, second and 3. Nice play there, Charles.
Yeah, definitely a nice play. Again, not flashy, but moving to its second and third is a great position for your quarterback.
2 tight ends, bounce lines, split backs. Murray and McMichaels. Here's the kid to Murray. He's snowed under a wall of white jerseys to set up a 3rd and 6. Sombre leading the tacklers.
Nice penetration by the Louisiana. Looks like they sent in a defensive back to help stop that run.
Houston goes empty gun. They've been successful at this formation a number of times today. Johnson to throw. Intercepted on the play off the deflection. That time it's Jeff Malinishin following the tip from Tank Bennett.
That was a great way to capitalize on the mistake by Houston. I can't see who got that first deflection there. It looks like that was number 27, but Malinishin capitalized on it just like he needed to do, and now they have the ball back, and the game is in their hands.
They're up by 7, and they have the ball. Second pick of Johnson they have today. Reggie Streeter gets the stretch handoff. They had men in the backfield, but it doesn't matter. Reggie Streeter outruns everybody. Brody Gulch finally runs him down at the Houston 13.
That's insane. I mean, what else can you say, Colin? I mean, hats off to Brody Gulch. That just shows you how fast that guy is, how dangerous a linebacker is. He can run across field and bring down the likes of Reggie Streeter and save putting some points on the board.
Ball is marked all the way at the 13. His longest run coming into today was only 34 yards. He smashed that several times over, including this run right here. Ball's at the 13, 1st and 10. 3 wide. 4 down lineman, nickel look for Houston. Reggie Streeter goes wide again. Spins out of a diving Jacob clear tackle attempt, but picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I would just keep feeding to Streeter, not even try and pass it. You walk away with a field goal, and you're really going to put Houston in a really deep hole to try and fight out of.
Tight end flex out. They pull the guard. Nice tackle by Brody Gulch. He got him that time. 317 yards for Reggie Streeter. Long of 61, 10.2 yards. Average.
Yeah, crazy game. I'm glad I got to be a part of this one.
Johnny Pickler out of the empty shotgun. Trips to the bottom. Johnny throws for the end zone, tipped around and almost intercepted, looking for Robo, the tight end, but Brady Clark had his hands on it, among others, and the Revolution will be forced to tack on 3 points.
Well, Matt Fennick's been money, 8 for 8, to put some points on the board, and again, Houston's really going to have to answer up when they get the ball back on offense.
Ball spotted. Right hash. No, left hash. And this field goal from 27 is good. So it's now a 10-point game with 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes, 51 seconds left to be more specific. This kickoff by Fennick is fielded by Cash at around its 5, and Kai Cash goes up to his jersey number. They'll start at their own 27, 1st and 10.
Well, unfortunately for Kentez, in this situation, he's going to have to consider maybe pushing it down the field a little bit more, and that's pretty dangerous because that Louisiana secondary is one of the best in the league.
Kentez Johnson has trips to the bottom. Brian Horrell has yet to have a reception. And there's his first catch of the day. Good time for it. Picks up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. And you see the numbers for Johnson. 3 touchdowns, but 2 picks.
Yeah, it's not a bad day. I mean, he's got a 70% completion percentage, got a couple picks. But he's there's no quitting him, and he's ready to drive these guys down the field.
Split backs. 1 wide out. Warren Murray with the carry will only pick up 1. I tell you, this was kind of a crazy game. At one point, Houston had a 2-touchdown lead, and all of a sudden they find themselves down by 10 as we wind under 7 minutes to go.
It just shows you how good Louisiana is to be able to answer up to that.
Johnson back to throw, fires to Lewis, who leaps and gets the first down.
Unbelievable effort by Lewis to turn his body and get that first down.
Take a look at the standings. 11 make the playoffs. Louisiana is the top of the table at 6-1, tied with Denver for best record in the league. You see all those teams. There's a 13-way tie dating back to 19th place, starting with Charleston at 3-4. Leroy Brown catches over the middle, picks up 4 yards to the 41.
Yeah, it's getting close to the point where there needs to be a little sense of urgency here of Houston to get move that ball downfield.
2nd and 6. They go 3 wide. Johnson over the middle, caught, first down. First down reception made by Brian Horrell.
Nice catch. Interesting pass there by Kentez Johnson. Looks like he did a skip the rock over the pond throw there. Did a sidearm action and got it right in the bread box for the receiver.
There's Leroy Brown. He's on the game. D.R. Simmons to the bottom. McMichael's close. Murray deep in the I formation. Here's to get to Warren Murray up the middle. And Warren Murray trying to break out. Picks up 9 yards.
Yeah, nice effort by Warren Murray. Again, not a bad game, but he's standing in the shadows of Reggie today.
Couple yards away from 100. He's at 97. As Johnson lines up in the gun, Twins receiver to the bottom. He's back to throw. Over the middle, caught, first down to Leroy Brown to the 33.
Colin, I'm thinking they should be at hurry up now. What do you think?
I think so. We just crossed under 5 minutes. You gotta have a little more urgency. Starting on maybe this play right here. Johnson back to throw. Has time, throws. He nearly threw an interception to Chuck Diesel, who knocked that away. 2nd and 10. Clock stop with 4:32 left.
Yeah, not a great pass by Kentez Johnson. Diesel was standing there waiting for the ball. And linebackers, have never been accused of having great hands. It just hit him right in the paws and hit the deck.
St. Louis at Las Vegas coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Johnson.
Nice
throws complete to the 12, and now they go with a hurry up.
Yeah, better late than never, Colin.
They go from the gun, 3 wide receivers. Johnson, the throw over the middle. Wow. Caught. That's a 3-yard pickup. Lewis, another reception for him. 2nd on this drive. And Johnson takes the snap again. Throws over the middle. And caught. And they'll say it's 3rd and inches. Lewis again. His 2nd straight reception. They have to go to the end zone. They do. It's a touchdown. The Hyenas are not dead yet. It's D.R. Sim again.
D.R. Sim. If you look at those last 3 plays, D.R. Sim was open in the corner on every play. Kentez saw him at this, on this particular play and was able to get the ball to him perfectly.
2nd touchdown reception for Sim. And it's a critical extra point for Nico Cappuccino. This will make it a 38-35 game. Snap is low, but they get it down and it's good. So with 3:50 to go in the game, Hyenas are down 38-35. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. And back here in Houston, Texas, the Hyenas are down 38-35, and they will kick off with 3:50 left. Kind of an odd choice as Mike Twinscrew returns it from his 4-yard line, and Twinscrew up to the 26.
Well, Houston has confidence in their defense to hold them here. On the flip side, if I was Louisiana, I would I mean, this isn't brilliance here, but I'd just keep handing it off to Streeter. Just burn the clock off.
Remember, Hyenas have all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. But they need to get a stop in the worst way possible. Reggie Streeter, 317 yards. He gets another carry here and continues to add to that total 6 more yards. Brody Gulch, 7 tackles.
Every time you see him do a spin like that, Colin, you think he's going to take another one to the house.
Ball's at the 32, and the clock continues to wind. Give to Reggie.
Nice.
He's tackled in the backfield for a loss of yardage. Alex Perez there to clean it up. Sets up a 3rd and 7 from their own 29 as we're fast approaching the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, that was a great read. Great read by Perez.
Split backs, 2 wide receivers to the same side. This crowd picks up a chant of defense. They need a stop in the worst way. It's a Reggie Streeter handoff, and he won't get there. In fact, he lost the yard back. Alex Perez, his 2nd clutch TFL, and this will wind it toward the 2-minute warning.
The 2nd clutch TFL in a row, and that came at the right time. And Houston needs that ball back. They have plenty of time to tie this game or walk away with a W.
Game clock is ahead of the play clock, so I imagine they would punt this after the 2-minute warning. 6-second difference, and they happened just before the 2-minute warning. Interesting call. As Kai Cash makes the return to the 37. We reached the 2-minute warning. Louisiana in front 38-35. Don't go anywhere, folks. Last minute 53 coming up as you're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back here at Hyena Den Stadium, Kentes Johnson trying to be the hero. He's got a minute 53 left and 65 yards to score a touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Johnson, 7 stepped up, steps all the way up and throws an interception. Tate Bennett grabbed it out of the air.
Oh man! Oh god, that was dangerous going down the middle against that secondary of Louisiana, and it looked like the pocket was starting to fall apart. Had to get rid of the ball, but yeah, maybe he should have thought about throwing it away on that one.
Oh my goodness. And the Revolution take over at the 36. Their upcoming schedule, they play at Jacksonville, and then they have 2 straight home games. One versus Fort Worth and one versus Portland. Reggie Streeter gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Houston calls their first timeout.
The one good thing for Houston is they just used their first one, but they've got 2 more timeouts, and they may be in a position if that the defense holds to get the ball back.
For the Hyenas, they play at London, who's 1-6. Carolina's 3-4, and St. Louis at home. They play on the road at London. As we get timeout with 1:42 as Justice records the stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's what they need to do. Got to get this ball back. Stop them on 3rd and 10. They got 1 more time out left.
Reggie Streeter has had fumbling problems. Lost 4 fumbles out of 5. Needs to hold on the ball worst way possible. Gets it here. Reggie Streeter has room. Breaks the tackle. Breaks another one. Picks up the first down and more. This should do it. 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown Revolution.
I mean, I've seen dagger plays, but that's probably the one with the biggest exclamation point I've ever seen. Had to get the first down. Not only did he get the first down, he just trucked through 3 defenders and took it to the house. Incredible game.
For Reggie Streeter, that's touchdown number 5 as he is at 384 rushing yards on 37 carries, 10.4 yards a carry, and he's the slam dunk choice for player of the game.
Either him or his offensive line, because they've been blocking crazy tonight too.
Matt Finnick, extra point is good, and we're back to a 10-point game.
I mean, he may rush for more yards than any quarterback passes this week.
Matt Finnick Kicks off to Kai Cash. From his own 5, he returns to 25. Week 8 headlines. The Bright Minds. Mark Chisholm and Eddie Gage go head-to-head to try and go 4-4. I-35 shootout. Your Lone Star Glory take on Fort Worth. Charles is part 2 of that rivalry.
We can't wait for
5
that.
and 2 teams battle between the Vultures and Aztecs in Mexico City on Sunday. The Eggplant Bowl between the Skyhawks and Knights. And can the Predators beat the Denver Nightwings? On the road as Kentes Johnson throws another pick. Rollerman Hood brings it back to the 28.
Yeah, they were just good defense get there by Hood. Had a read on the defender, the wide receiver the entire time. I mean, this is a heck of a way to end for Houston. It's just what a great game coming up to this last minute. It just seems to falling apart a little bit for Houston.
And for Pickler, looks like they'll start kneeing the ball. Houston calls their third and final timeout. Look at the calendar. Coming up on 11 Sports and for the fans. The St. Louis Gladiators take on the Las Vegas Fury. They're one of those 3 and 4 teams trying to break the logjam. Atlanta and Arizona on Sunday. Then Lone Star at Fort Worth on Sunday also. Those games are at 1 and 3 p.m. respectively. As Johnny Pickler takes another knee.
Yeah, I mean, this is an impressive win for Louisiana. I mean, what championship teams do is they go into other people's arena, especially ones that have winning records, and just break their streak. I mean, this was a tough place to play for Louisiana, and they just did everything they needed to do to walk away with a victory.
We should get one last kneel down from Pickler here. And that should do it.
Yeah.
Charles, I'm just absolutely amazed at the performance put on by Reggie Streeter today. The Louisiana Revolution are the first team to 7 wins as they move to 7-1. Houston drops to 3-5.
Man, this is going to be an exciting second half of the season to see between Denver and Louisiana who finishes the season at the top of the records.
Exciting indeed. That's the game. The final score, Louisiana Revolution 45, Houston Hyenas 35. We'll take a look at the stats here, Charles, and, you know, it's just numbers galore, but the big story today for me, Kentes Johnson outperforms Johnny Pickler.
Yeah, he had a good game. I mean, he had a couple interceptions at the end, but, 4 touchdowns, almost 100 QBR, over 70% completion percentage. I mean, he did everything he could do. Unfortunately, they went up against a pretty big, bad machine in Louisiana.
Johnson ends up throwing for 295 yards on 25 completions, 4 touchdowns, but unfortunately for Kentes, threw those late picks late, including a couple on the back-to-back drives. DR Sim catches 2 touchdowns. Leroy Brown, 113 yards, leads all receivers on 7 grabs. Sharon Storm, 4 catches for 81, leading receiver for Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, Kentes Johnson got 2 touchdowns each for his wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. Again, had a good game, but that Streeter, Streeter's just incredible. I mean, that's a once in a career game.
And to put that in perspective, Reggie Streeter is the single game all-time rushing holder He ran for 325 yards as a member of the New Orleans Pharaohs against the London Knights, and he ends up with over 380.
The most impressive thing about Streeter is, I mean, he's had some great blocking by his offensive line, which is great, but it's what he does after he gets through that hole. I mean, oftentimes you'd see the defender grab onto him and try and bring him down, but he's just so strong. He's able to shake him off and take it deep.
And the player of the game, I think it's academic at this point, given the numbers he put up. It is Reggie Streeter, 37 carries, 382 yards, 5 touchdowns, along with 7 receiving yards. Just absolutely incredible numbers, Charles. Well deserved.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, what do you say? I mean, what can you say other than unbelievable?
Well, for those of us at the Simulation Football League, thanks to our statistician Mark Lopez, our executive producer Cameron Irvine, and my broadcast partner Charles Darkety, this is Colin Northrop saying goodbye and enjoy the rest of the weekend game.